to the gaffer. As promised, Mikel Arteta with Becky Ives.
Well, Mikel, 3 points. Was that another challenge in having to find a way through tonight?
It was. I think we had really good moments. I think we were very dominant in the game against a really good side. We liked that final pass, final shots, too many shots off targets in really open situation that we could define better. But very happy to win again, and we are qualified, which is the first step.
You've shown many qualities in the last couple of games, but was tonight showing patience and perseverance? I
think so. And in Euro you have to control the opponent because they are really talented. They are used to winning in their competition. The amount of goals they score in the last 4 games is incredible. And we need to be cautious, you know, and don't start to take unnecessary risk or lose our shape. And I think we are really composed and mature in that sense.
Well, sometimes it just takes a moment of magic, and Granit Xhaka provided that tonight. How good was that goal?
It was great, obviously, with his right foot in half volley for Granit to score that goal. But he's getting in those positions every single time, every single game, and that's why he's scoring goals.
Bukayo Saka seemed to have a little bit of a knock. He carried on. Is he okay? I think everyone held their breath.
Yeah, I think he's okay. I think he will be okay, yeah.
Well, look, as you said, that does put you now 5 points clear, in control of this group. But is the pressure still on next week to get the job done?
Yes, and as I said before, when you have the chance in Europe, take it. We've done our bit because we are qualified right now, but obviously the difference finishing first or second is big, and we want to get the job done.
Whatever happens at the minute, you seem to be able to find a way through and win. What do you put that down to?
Our willingness to win, the way we are competing, the way we are playing, and I think the performance that we are showing are, in most of the occasion, giving us the right reason to be closer to win the games, and then we have to dig in as when we find our way as a team to do it.
Lovely. Mikel, thank you very much.
And he's off. And there's the proof of an extraordinary start to the season across Premier League and in Europe. I guess, though, in some ways, Farah, the difficulty is he can't let them bask in that at all. He's got to keep finding a way to make them hungry every game.
He does, and you heard him say there in the interview that they're learning to find ways of winning. And I think if you look at the fixtures, and some of them are quite close, the 1-0s that they've been getting, certainly in the last 3 games, they were games last season that they would have probably lost, not even took a point from, because we heard they don't draw many games. So I think, especially with the momentum they now have off the back of all of these wins, players buy into it. When you're winning, you get confidence, you start to trust, and I think you can see that in the players are really trusting and believing in what Arteta is trying to bring to this Arsenal team. They've got a crowd now behind them that trust in the process. I think that's huge. I think at Arsenal, for many years, they've been disappointed in an Arsenal team. I think that, having the fans on board, there's something changing in this Arsenal team and the Arsenal environment at the minute. 10
consecutive home wins on the bounce. There's an electricity now in the stadium, a unity that maybe wasn't there before. And I think the team were at boiling point. And the manager clearly doesn't want to drop down from that. Exactly. He wants to keep that going. While they're at boiling point, let's win these games. Let's make it easier for ourselves. Lots of pats on the back. That's what's coming, but they seem to be living with that quite well. And setting targets for this group's really important.
Southampton at the week.
3 points, but a game where you had to be patient this evening.
Absolutely. I think we had chances and chances. We didn't have the luck, I think, to score earlier the winning goal or the 1-0. But yeah, in the end, most important, the passion to keep the ball, to try to create chances, and in the end, I think we deserve to win.
What did you talk about at half-time?
To continue, like the first half. I think we did a lot of pressure, had, a lot of chances, and to believe that the ball will go in one chance we get.
They've been in such free-form scoring mode. Were you surprised that they didn't come out? They sort of sat back a little bit and played on the counter?
I mean, everyone who comes here, they're playing similar football like PSV today, but we knew they have the quality to kill us as well in the counter-attack, but we did amazing. Without the ball, we worked very well, compact, and only like this you can win games.
Well, it was your goal that broke the deadlock. Sometimes is it better just to stand still in position?
Yeah, I'm in this position now, last couple of weeks, and I'm so happy the ball came, of course, today there, and happy I scored.
Well, it was your first Arsenal goal with your right foot. Can you believe that?
I think, because I don't know when I scored last time with right foot. Maybe it's the first in my career, but I have to check. But so happy. Doesn't matter which one or who is scoring. The most important, we keep winning is very important, give us a lot of confidence, and now we go for the next one.
Well, you have a smile on your face, but the whole squad seems to just be smiling. I mean, there's clearly a really good feeling around the camp.
Absolutely. I mean, when you win games, you have to be happy. Everything is going well at the moment, but as well, this is not coming like for surprise. We are doing a lot of work during the week as well. Game by game, we are a lot of focus as well, and the players that come in that didn't play a lot, they are giving us a lot of good performance, and yeah, in the end, you win and you lose like a team, but at the moment, we are very dangerous.
Well, you've definitely qualified now for the next round, and a giant leap towards not having to play the February round again, which I guess was the target at the beginning of the night.
Absolutely, we wanted to go through after this game. We took it, and we are very happy.
Granit, thank you very much.
Thank you very much. All the best.
Good story. He is, they are. It is for Arsenal at the moment. The twinkle in his eyes when Brecky brought the moment of the goal up. I mean, like most of all, I think at Arsenal, he's kind of surfing on warm air at the moment.
He is, and in that role now as a midfield player, he's given a lot more licence to go forward. And, you know, in the old days, it used to be box to box, didn't it? Now we often think of someone that sits and then two others that fly forward. So it's choosing the right moment. I think against the opposition tonight, he knows he can do that. He can gamble a little bit. And he was just waiting for the opportunity, but the quality of the finish was outstanding. I know it's the first time off his right foot, but the technique was really very good on it. And I'm pretty certain he's going to enjoy that for some time, because we know he's had a difficult period at the club. He's well over that now, though, and he's just sitting there just thinking, look, I just can go advanced, I can gamble a little bit, we've got plenty of bodies behind me, and I'll just wait in acres of space, no one really there, Jesus occupying the defenders, and he just comes on to him. It's just a little adjuster and swings that. Well, it is his swinger, isn't it? His right foot for standing on. Never scored with it before in an Arsenal shirt, and he's certainly made up for it there, and he's just enjoying the moment. He's enjoying the momentum of the team, and he's really important right now for Arsenal's success.
He's done this all evening for Arsenal. He's tried to, get in those advanced positions into the box, add numbers to their attack. I think the difference in this, when he got into the box at this time, they had Odegaard on the pitch, and I think he made the difference. When Vieira was in between the lines and getting on the ball, he wasn't aware of players around him, and you see in there Odegaard's pass, he was aware of his player, the overlap from the fullback, and then Xhaka's in a good position in the box. Jesus does a lot of work. He occupies the centre-half, as Martin mentions, and the ball sits up nicely.
Gutierrez was doing a really good job on Vieira, and he wasn't able to find the space. You're quite right. So when Odegaard comes on, there's just that little relationship. Of course, Saka as well. Don't underestimate the build-up to that. But there had to be finished, didn't it? It was there to be put away, though.
We'll come back to Xhaka, of course we will, but what the folks at home won't know is that all those times that Granit Xhaka was creeping forward, we were sat here listening to Martin saying, get back, he's supposed to be helping Partey deeper in the pitch.
Well, that's what you want, is that balance, right, because there was a little sniff that they might get something out of this game, but he got away with that. But that's what he's there for. Can he get forward and get the goal, but don't give one away the other end.
But I feel like he's enjoying it more because he's given that licence this season to get that bit further forward as a midfielder. For
sure. It's that cat and mouse, isn't it? And as a midfielder, you hate it. When people keep running beyond you and you're that holding, you don't want to go back to face your goal. It's a difficult run to track as a deep line midfielder. So I think he's better at running forward than he is at trying to defend and press from deep. So I actually think it suits him that he has that licence. And you saw when Partey come on, actually his runs forward were more effective. I think he felt more comfortable when Partey
But he's got to do both.
I think in moments. I think in moments. And as I said, you've got to play the opposition.
But there
will
be periods when he's got to come back and sit in front. And Arsenal do that quite well. When they're asked to defend now, I think that's something they've improved massively on, defending certainly the edge of the box. Sometimes it's in that transition, in that middle area, where, it's getting the bodies back to react quick enough.
He's been there 6 years and he's got 6 months left. So what do you do?
Interesting one. I mean, I think if they're successful and they win a trophy, he gets a new contract. Ordinarily, I think maybe he might disappear out of the back door and they might bring somebody else in. There's talk of maybe going into coaching. I think he's definitely got the leadership skills that are there. It's whether or not it's going to be at Arsenal that he does that, but Arteta will encourage that and develop that. He thinks he's an important player in that group, and he's showing it right now.
And we'll hear from Arteta, but it seems appropriate then to talk, because you had a little glimpse of Arteta when you were at Everton as a player, and sometimes you can see the manager in the player.
Yeah.
Is that right?
For sure. I think you can see the small details, and we spoke about Saka's goal at the weekend against Leeds, and I heard that he started to tell his wide players and strikers you need to hit the ball a little bit higher, make it more difficult for keepers. But it was actually at the Everton Academy when we were there. And typically English coaches, and they were teaching the young lads to run for a ball, and they had a ball central, they were side by side, and the kids were just running in straight lines. And the detail that Arteta showed them was he matched up with the coach and he just said, let somebody say go. And he stepped across him before he then went. And I think it's those details that you can already see that he's delivering with these young players on the pitch. And just heard Xhaka speak about it there. They're not surprised by the performances of late because the detail that goes on the pitch that they're all taking on. So, yeah, you can already see it in Arteta. He's somebody that is obsessed with the game. And I think you can see that in his team.
Yeah, that intensity as well as clearly the knowledge that he's gained in the decades of being a footballer, now clearly a coach with a growing reputation.
And you could see that in the focus. We looked, didn't we, closely, Van Nistelrooy, when they came together.
Yeah.
There's a focus, not now, do you know, we can have a little cuddle afterwards, but I'm winning this game. I've been where you are, you know, looking around the stadium, or a new manager. I want to win something. And he's on a bit of a mission. And yeah, I think he's just trying to keep that rhythm with the team, making, of course, 6 changes tonight. Not easy to keep that momentum. So I think the half-time talk was needed.
Yeah.
And then Arsenal then went into a few more gears and got the job done. It's just, they've still got to get another point in this competition. But if they can do that and box it away, then they're in a really good place.
I'm sure Bukayo Saka is benefiting, as they all are, from Arteta and the coaching staff at Arsenal. But I feel like he's someone that, regardless of environment, would flourish. There's just so much natural ability in that boy. Yeah,
I mean, he's the most creative player. And as you said earlier about, I mean, I can watch him. I mean, every time you see him, the strength of him and the ability off his right foot there, he's provided assists. He's always involved in everything good about Arsenal. I mean, this is a ball now you think, God, this is really difficult. How's he going to control this? Defender thinks the same thing, gets too tight, and he just leans his body into him so strong, and he's looking then to do something at the end of it. And I just feel now he's just going from strength to strength. Look, knows where the space is, intelligent. There, the goalkeeper, really good save. But he just gets better and better every time I watch him.
Sure, and I think you can see in all of the clips here within the game, the difference in his play and how he mixes it up. And I think as a wide player, you can become predictable. I think what he is so unpredictable. You can see him here picking it up inside between the lines. Here he runs beyond and tries to stretch the back line and runs direct towards goal. I think this is, you know, he probably saw Leeds all over again, and, but he went too low. But he does. He can take it in wide areas.
And we have a World Cup coming up, don't we?
Yeah.
And I just feel now that he's going to be the one that Southgate's going to turn to on that position. I don't care who it is. They're not playing better than he is.
No.
He's really important right now.
Well, I think we were all little bit hearty-mouthed because he looked like he'd had a bang on that knee, calf, whatever it was. It didn't seem anything more than an impact injury, but you do want to wrap him in cotton wool a bit.
Yeah, but he's tough, and he'll keep coming back for more. And there's a huge game again at the weekend. So, you know, give him the rub downs, the massage, the right diet, and prepare nicely for the weekend because there's a huge game coming up there.
It must be tempting sometimes when you've got, of course, there are other good players at Arsenal, but when someone's flourishing as much as he is, it's almost like just go on then. Yeah, and also just keep giving him the ball. Just fix this for us, Bukayo.
Yeah, definitely. I think certainly with Saka, I think, you know, he's somebody that is really important to this team. It's how you manage in between games. I think the game loading will be fine. I think players of his age, I think of this generation, they can manage that. It's what they do in between that to keep him fit so he doesn't pick up little injuries and little muscle injuries. Hopefully that was an impact injury and not a muscle injury, but he was holding his calf as he went off, and we saw how important he was, not just for Arsenal but for England when he come on in that game against Germany.
I think there's a lot of work being done with the likes of Smith Rowe, El Neni and all these other guys because they're really needed right now, aren't they? Because really you would like to be juggling this with other players. So Martinelli or Saka has to start, one has to come on. Jesus starting tonight. There'd be other clubs maybe where that wouldn't be happening. And this is a level down now, isn't it, from the Champions League? I know they were knocked out by Rangers, nearly made it to the Champions League themselves. So that PSV is the harder game. I get that. But he's having to use virtually everybody.
Yeah.
Everyone's having to get minutes from the best 11. And, you know, that's a difficult game for him to play. He's mastering that very well at the moment, those selections. It's not an easy thing. You bring in the players on at the right time just to give the energy that's needed to get the results. So this takes quite a bit of managing.
But we didn't see a lot of PSV, certainly not of Gakpo, bits of Simmons, but Noni Madueke, who came on as a sub, caught the eye.
Madueke was very exciting.